You join me out the back of Westfield Tuggerah on an overcast February morning as I wait for an interesting new bus. This is one of Red Bus Service's BCI FBC 6120 BRZ3s, known more commonly as the Citirider, and it makes for an interesting addition to their fleet. Those of you familiar with Red Bus Service will know that they are very fond of Iveco buses, especially with express or custom coaches bodies. And don't get me wrong, the Ivecos are good buses, but variety is the spice of life, and whilst BCI has been popular with charter operators, they haven't yet been a big force in the route service bus market. So, I thought it would be good to go and check out one of their new low floors. Jumping on board, the first thing you'll notice is instead of the common bench seats, this bus is fitted with plastic buckets. But despite their slim profile, they're surprisingly supportive and comfortable, even if they aren't quite as well padded as the typical bench seat. The interior design is no nonsense, and the seat fabric is something I've definitely seen before on my fair share of Clark's Logan vehicles and Red Bus Service buses. It's also used on many of their express-bodied Ivecos and their new BusTech VST-bodied Ivecos. Despite the somewhat austere design language, I think their design strikes a good balance between utilitarian and modern. It's not flashy by any means, but it feels well put together. That's something that couldn't always be said about past BCIs, but fortunately, quality control has improved significantly. Kudos to BCI for providing comprehensive specifications on their website, and as you can see here, the default spec for a Citirider 12 like this one is a Cummins ISB with 300 horsepower, 1100 Nm of torque, and it's all driven through a 6-speed ZF, so let's have a listen to it now. Another feature which I definitely like are the extra stop bells mounted along the wall. It's such a simple design feature, but it makes it much more convenient if you're sitting by the window, and reaching out to press the other bell would result in whacking someone else in the face. This bus also has an enormous bell light indicator, so you can't blame BCI for missing your stop, you can only blame yourself. This bus is also fitted with framed windows, and whilst you don't quite get the sleek, flush glass look, it doesn't look too bulky and out of place. In fact, for any North American viewers of this channel, this bus reminds me a lot of the Novabus LFS that I would often catch when I was in Toronto back in 2015, and I can't just quite put my finger on exactly why though. Perhaps it's the combination of the square yet rounded design and the bucket seats, but this BCI just reminds me so much of those Nova buses. Maybe it's just me dreaming of overseas travel again. Anyway, let's get back to the BCI. As you can probably tell, I was actually quite impressed with it, and given that there's an electric vehicle with the same body, the new Citirider E, I think they might be onto a winner here. No-nonsense design, decent build quality, and a future-ready platform are good things for the bus industry to focus on, especially as Australia continues to grow and develop. I'm also hoping to try out the electric version of one of these in the future. But since this was only a short journey to Wyong Station and we're almost there, I better get ready to jump off this bus. So that was a ride on board a Red Bus Services BCI Citirider, and personally I was surprisingly impressed. I didn't know how I'd feel about it, but it was a much better vehicle than I first expected it to be. BCI hasn't always been known for the best quality, but it's a pretty good ride. So thanks for joining me, and I will see you again soon.